Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Now this is a sofa Sunday, which I haven't done for a long time. So I figured I'd dig out as many of my whips as I could find and shame myself into finishing them. Because, you know, if I show you them and bring them out into the open again, then hopefully you guys are going to tell me off and say, you need to finish that because, you know. So the first thing I grabbed was this, and I did show this last time. This was going to be Gary's blanket, but it's not anymore. And I figured it looked nice as a little wrap, so that's what I'm going to do with it. But I haven't done any more to it since the last time I showed you. Doesn't need a great deal doing to it now, but so that should be quite easy to finish, and it'll be a nice little shoulder wrap. So that's one. The second one, whoops, don't put that on the fan, is the willow square blanket. Now this is quite a size now. This was going to be huge to go on the back of the sofa. And it really, if you're just having it as a lap gown or whatever, it doesn't really need to be too much bigger. I have a whole strip to attach of colours, so it will be a little bit bigger. And I still have others as well in the bag, which I didn't bring in because there's too many bags. So I have a whole lot more to make into strips and add. So it will grow a bit, but I don't know whether really to make it one that fits on the back of the sofa now or what, because I am making Gary's blanket. I do have two sofas, so this may grow into one of those sizes if I ever get round to finishing it. Obviously I had two on the go. The one that I did in the tutorial was for Tyler's cot, and I've finished that one obviously, but this one is a kind of an ongoing project with that really lovely bright coloured Poundland yarn that I love so much, my favourite colour, although they've got so many nice new ones that I really like a lot of them now. So that's the willow blanket. I do have a tutorial for that, and the big chunky mile a minute, although that was going to be a blanket, so you don't have to make it into a blanket. Now I did make these a little while ago, and I could have actually finished these off for River, but I don't know that they'll fit her now. But I needed to change the button. That was all I actually needed to do on these, was change the button. And I made this for River, but I don't think by the time winter comes it's going to fit her, because it's only tiny newborn. But the only reason I didn't give it to her was because I was supposed to make mittens to match, and I never got round to making them. But she did have the other one that I made, and also this winter she'll have the big one. So this will have to be for the next little baby girl that comes along. And not to forget that one, nearly left it behind. So also on the theme of making things for River, now these were going to be for River. Now these were little shoes that I started making, and I only made one, and the next one was going to be the tutorial. We never got there. So that obviously was the strap that goes across. It would have had a button, and I was going to make something to go on the front. I'm not sure which, but yeah, I made one booty, one baby booty, and this was with the pastel yarn that I had from the Aldi yarn event some time ago now. Then there's this one, and I have made this is finished, but I haven't done the tutorial, and I'm a bit behind on tutorials with everything that's been going on in life. So I hope I can remember what I did. I've got to reinvent the wheel now and do it again. I'm sure I wrote it somewhere, but this is my grey and white blanket, and it's so soft. It really is beautiful and soft. And I made this with yarn from Wilkinson's, or Wilco as they like to call themselves now, and it was their baby range. So soft and really, really nice to work with, and it doesn't feel like a really thick DK. It reminds me of the yarns I used to make baby clothes with when I was younger, and so almost like a 4-ply, but it so nice to work with, really, really was. So I will do the tutorial for that. Now this one is Gary's blanket, his newer one. Again, there's a tutorial for this one. and this is made with the Premier Puzzle yarn, and this colour is called Riddle. Oh look, I've got a stray one, a stray willow square. So yeah, there is a tutorial for the willow square as well. But yeah, this is how far I've got with it. I do need to crack on with this, but obviously it's chunky, which means it's a bit warm this time of year to work with chunky, but I will have to get, as soon as the all the hot weather subsides a bit, I will have to do it. So that's not all, guys, that's not all by a long shot. So this is the blanket. Sorry, no, it's not. It's the bag I started making, the new tote bag. Oh, the reason it's so heavy is because all the yarn's inside. So I got this far, thus far with the bag. It's got 2 fronts and 2 sides. 2 sides. Not fronts, a front and back and 2 sides even. So here's the yarn that I was using. Again, that was from Aldi. My next part to film is the top, and the reason I haven't done it is because I don't know what I'm doing with it. I really in 2 minds now to whether to pinch this side in a little bit like that, so it's the sides wouldn't be at the top, would be just that big, and then make the strap that wide, but it would pinch in that side just a little bit like this, so it would taper in at the top a little bit, and then I can do my lining, which I will use a pillowcase. You know, if there is a way to cut a corner and to stop myself from having too much sewing, I will do it. And if you look at that, that is the size of a pillowcase, you know, so it's going to be a pillowcase. I'm not going to have to sew too much, and then I'm going to make a bottom out of that dimply stuff that I got ages and ages ago from Hobbycraft with the holes in, and you just cut it to size, and I'd cover it and then put that in as a bottom, and then that will be up after I've done all that. So I've filmed about 3 or 4 already. I just need to get the rest done. They're all there waiting patiently for me. Now, remember the mini skirt? Wow, yeah, still haven't finished it. Still not finished it. Too many things on the go. And the trouble is, when you've got a channel, there's always something you're doing that you'll require to do a tutorial for. But this is how far I've got with the mini skirt. It's quite, well, it's more or less done, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, there's not an awful lot left to do. So that's the mini skirt, and that's made with just excuse me, a ribbed top, and then crochet rock stitch in rounds at the bottom, which is boho spirit and black in stripes. And the boho spirit, I can't remember what it was called. I want to say zest. I think it was called zest. I've still got some somewhere. It was beautiful yarn, really, really nice to work with. Again, that's not all. I still have what I'm making with this ice yarn. So the other one fell somewhere. I keep tripping on it. It's in the other bedroom. Oh, here's loads in here anyway. So this is my stall cover, which I was a bit cheesed off that one of the magazines copied. Not identical, but I was a thumb, you know, really. So this is it. It's been on the go since heaven knows when, before lockdown, I guess. Anyway, this is, I was pimping a stall. I've still got lots to do on it, and I should get on with that because it's down there and it's still ugly, so it needs doing. But this is a solid granny square, and then I went around it, and there is a tutorial for the solid granny square on my channel, and here is one of the sides ready to attach, and the other side, which is longer, 4 long. So that's made with ice yarn. Where's it gone? Universe and Rockstar in this gold colour, which is pretty snazzy. Pretty snazzy indeed. So that's that one. But it's not all. Guess what? There's more. What's in here? Oh, that's just part of the grey blanket. That's fine. So then there's the, remember the original blanket I made? Bag, not blanket. I always call them blankets. The original bag I made still needs ending. All these need sort of dealing with, and it needs lining. I don't have to line it. I just figure it will fare better if I line it. So this is a tutorial, has been for a long time, and I've got 2 of them, and I've got this kind of calico bags which I'm going to line it with, and I just cheaply bought those from Hobbycraft. They come in a packet, and all you'd have to do to make it work, here's one I took out the packet, screwed up now but it doesn't matter, is chop the ends off like that and sew it so that you'd have the right shape. You see, obviously you do it neatly and evenly, but then you'd have the right shape, stuff in there, and all you've got to do is cut this to the right depth, turn it over so it doesn't fray, and sew it on. Nice and simple, which, you know, call me old-fashioned, I like nice and simple. And like I said before, if there's a little corner I can cut where I haven't got to make a liner or I haven't got to do something, then I will take it, because I'm not the world's best sewer. In fact, I don't have a sewing machine. So then there's this. Now what's this? Oh yes, there's a few things in here that I've got going on. Hats. I was going to do tutorials for these hats, and I still will. This one's made with loops and threads, and it's done with half trebles or half doubles in the US, because I don't like big holey things, as you know. The other ones are not in here for some reason, and they are more holey because they're made with trebles, which are double crochets in the US. And there's this blanket, which I absolutely adore. These colours look so gorgeous, and they are small squares, but that is exactly what I wanted. So and that's being made with the Robin paint box and this Studio Deramores anti-pilling DK. There's the loops and threads that I made the hat with, and this was sent to me in Happy Mail, so it's not one that I've bought over here. And the other hats, when I find them, here somewhere, they may be there, are made with the new Poundland Aran. Still not all there is. Hang on. I managed to find the hats. Wowza! Oh, and do you remember these? I just stuffed these in here. These are my little angels. Remember the guardian angels that I made? There is a tutorial for these, but obviously I just, what the heck is that? Oh, do you remember this? When I was trying that balloon stitch. Ha! Wonder where that went. So, more angels. And here are the hats. So this one is River's hat for this winter. So this is a size 9 to 12 months. I do have all of the dimensions written down, all the stitches and everything else, so I will do a tutorial. But this is made with the peach coloured Poundland Aran. I've obviously got to close my hole. I'll put a bubble on. Not quite sure which. Another angel, just lurking. And this was the adult hat, not quite finished yet. Still got the yarn attached, and so I haven't finished that one off. But this is the adult one, and I will do tutorials for all of those at some point. Put the angels back in. Oh, that's not all. No. Heavens to Betsy. Then there's this. Now this I started making, and I absolutely love it. I started making this before I was poorly, when I caught that awful cold that I had that was just evil. Now this is my new textured blanket, and I'm going to make this into a cowl. Now it does look a little bit bumpy, but as it grows it will pull itself into, oh hang on, I don't want to undo it. It will pull itself into proper squares and even out. But it started off life as a round, then it grew into a hexagon, and then it grew into a square, eventually a squoval, and then a square, and it's got all these different textured stitches, which I like a lot. So that will become a crochet along until it's a nice big blanket. That's that one. But that's not all. Now, I've been busy. It's not that I've not been doing anything. You'd think the lack of tutorials on my channel at the moment would suggest that I've been lazy. Well, no. I've been busy, and this is a bag. I sat there one evening and I had this brainwave of the bag, and I thought I need to make it. So I started, and it's a stripy bag, obviously. Now, it's the same both sides. I haven't finished it off yet. But the way this is going to work is that there's going to be a side, which is a great big kind of plait, if you like. And it's going to go all the way up, become a very long strap, and it will go all the way back down to the other side. Now, I made them the same top and bottom, but of course I was going to have this little scallopy thing sticking at the bottom, but then I decided I don't know how I'm going to do a bottom then. I could just sew it, but if I do this for a tutorial, I could do it flat bottomed, make it easier. But that is made with sugar and cream cottons. I will show you. I got them free with my subscription to Simply Crochet that time. This one I've kept out of it because I want to use this to make a couple of scrubbies, and I'm going to do tutorials for those scrubbies. Or I might make, I've got this Sirdar Snuggly Doodle, which I wanted to do something with. It's quite unusual, but I had all these colours from this sugar and cream, and it's nice and sturdy, you know what I mean? It's not like willowy cotton. It's sturdy and doesn't like give much, so I used that in all those colours. So you think, right, that might be it, but there's just one more, I think. One more. This is old now. This is, well, say old. I started on this some time ago because I wanted to make a sparkly wrap. I don't know if you remember, it was on my mind to make a sparkly wrap. So I'm going to undo it if I'm not careful. Mind you, it's probably going to get frogged, to be fair, because since I started making this, I've found different yarn that I want to use. Now, this was Stylecraft Cabaret in the colour of Lagoon. See all those beautiful colours? But then they go a little bit light for my liking. So that's what I didn't like about it. So I discovered this yarn and I bought lots of it. So I figured maybe this Mariner's Sparkle DK would be better to use. My black's got something attached to it. I don't know what that is, but I can get it off. But those two together might be better. It would be more solid kind of colour. I did like the colour changes until I got to this light bit. And I know I could just get rid of that, like take that bit out the yarn, and or it could leave it in. It might look nice. I don't know, but I started making that ages ago. Obviously, it's a mile a minute, and those are my whips. I think. I don't think I've got any more, but I might be wrong. You know what it's like. You start doing stuff and it gets kind of left. But I have a feeling that that is all there is. Well, I can't say that is all there is. It's rather a lot, isn't it? But I do need to get some of them finished, and some of them out of the status of UFOs, back in the land of the living, and some of them tutorials. So, thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.